The Houston Texans entering the field. No J.J. Watt this year. The pride of Pewaukee going to be a little interesting and a little different not seeing him in the Texans colors. Houston Texans, Green Bay Packers tonight at Lambeau Field. The preseason start going on in just moments. You saw Lovie Smith there. They have new coaches, new attitude. What do you expect out of the Houston Texans this year, John? It's going to be an interesting year for them.
It really is, and I was speaking with a couple of the Texans just last night, Mark Ingram, Brandon Cooks, a couple of my former teammates, kind of trying to catch a feel of what they think they're going to have this year. They're very excited about this season with their new head coach, their new defensive coordinator, a bunch of new pieces around with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. A lot of their starters won't play here tonight, but just like the Packers, plenty of storylines, plenty of players that are going to want to make a name for themselves.
So Jordan Love doesn't have to obviously wow the world here this evening, but there are certain things he has to do. This offense loves to go to the tight end. Offensive line as well will be under the microscope as well, John. I think offense will be one of the keys and probably one of the things examined this evening.
Yeah, exactly that. And the offensive line, too, tonight is you got battles everywhere. You're talking about Ben Braden and John Runyon Jr. looking to possibly start week one if David Bakhtiari can't make it there at left tackle. And you want to see Josh Myers, the starting center. What can he bring here? The man is a mountain. Hopefully he can play like that. We got an opportunity here to get into it.
All right, for John Kuhn, I'm Lance Allen. We'll be on the sideline. Kevin Harlan, James Lofton have the calls. There you see the Packers getting ready to come out of the tunnel. Packers countdown to kickoff. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll have football right after this.
Use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Let's go places. Preseason game number one. The Houston Texans, the Green Bay Packers on the Packers Television Network. Is in the green and gold and in the full, but all eyes right now are on quarterback Jordan Love, with first-round draft choice Eric Stokes making a strong bid to start, and all in front of 70,000 plus fans here at Lambeau. All
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
good evening, everyone, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome to preseason game number one as the Houston Texans take on the Green Bay Packers. And after a turbulent season, Aaron Rodgers is in the green and gold and in the full. But all eyes right now are on quarterback Jordan Love, with first-round draft choice Eric Stokes making a strong bid to start. And all in front of 70,000 plus fans here at Lambeau, all serving as our backdrop for this first preseason game. Thank you so much for joining us with the Hall of Famer James Lofton, Kevin Harlan. Great to be back here with you this summer as the Packers begin it against the Texans. I don't know what's the bigger story, the fans in the stands or the players on the field?
I think the fans in the stands, but the players on the field, they will take center stage tonight.
All right, let's talk about what we were going through last year at this time. No preseason games, but training camp. And this year, there are games. How do you view those two scenarios?
Well, if you're a coach or a player, what you found out last year is that there's no preseason. All those games have been canceled, all 4 of them. But you do know the starting date of the regular season. Now, this year, you have those 3 preseason games. So you have 3 hurdles for players and coaches to get through before you get to those final cut downs.
Right now, James, let's take a look at your players to watch tonight, sponsored by Toyota.
Well, you've got to love guys who are in and around the football. Eric Stokes, first-round pick out of Georgia, really physical at the line of scrimmage. He's going to have to learn to play off and do things like that. And Amari Rodgers, somebody who's going to have his hands on the ball in a lot of different ways, whether in the kicking game or on offense. I think he's going to become a go-to guy for Aaron Rodgers.
Toyota's national sales event is on. We've got deals that go the distance on our winning lineup of 2021s, including Camry, Venza, RAV4, and more. Toyota, let's go places. Preseason game number 1. The Houston Texans, the Green Bay Packers, on the Packers Television Network. It's a perfect 77 degrees at Lambeau in Green Bay. We've had the flip of the coin. The Packers have won. They will receive with final notes from downstairs. Let's go to Lance Allen and John Kuhn.
Kevin, thank you very much. You can feel the energy in this place. Good to have the fans loud and proud this evening. And John, Jordan Love, Jordan Love, Jordan Love. We're going to hear and see a lot of him tonight.
Yeah, and Jordan Love is going to take the field first. The Packers are receiving. He's going to get a taste of the 70,000 fans at Lambeau Field right off the bat. I can't wait to see what he does.
Kevin and James, this is my tag team partner. I'm going to take you guys on tonight. I believe in this guy. Back up to you guys.
That's good. We just saw a very poignant shot there of Love and Rodgers with an embrace. And that has been a continuing story, James, throughout preseason.
Kevin, we do a lot of games, and normally when you win the toss, you defer. But why would Matt LaFleur keep Jordan Love off the field any longer than he already has been off the field over a year waiting for his chance to step out on Lambeau Field and throw the ball around?
Fairbairn will kick off for the Houston Texans, and deep back for Green Bay, the rookie out of Mississippi State, Kylan Hill. He has been explosive in camp. He's been one of the players that has really stood out, and he is back there right now. That kick return job is his, and here we go with the preseason underway. From the 2, here comes Hill. And continues to struggle and brought down by Tavier Thomas. It's a gain of 16 yards. So what have you seen when you've watched tape? It's all from college, from Utah State's first-round pick, second-year quarterback Jordan Love.
You know, you think of all the young quarterbacks that come into the league having this great mobility, having legs like Lamar Jackson. Well, he's not Lamar Jackson. Is he the best passer we've ever seen? Well, he can throw the ball. He had some interceptions. He led the FBS his senior year, his last year at Utah State. So we want a guy who's going to be accurate with the football.
It's a 1st and 10 from the 18 with a quick throw outside. Caught by Malik Taylor. And he is quickly taken down on the play. Grujay Hill makes the stop, a gain of 5. And he is up to the 23. The starting lineups tonight are brought to you by Mad City Windows and Bath, your window and bath partner of the Green Bay Packers. Nyman along with Runyon, Myers, the rookie out of Ohio State, Patrick, and the veteran Dennis Kelly at the right tackle. You see the skill players, including the rookie out of Clemson, number 8, in the slot, Amari Rogers. It's 2nd down and 5 for Green Bay. The running back is A.J. Dillon. The fake. He'll roll Sternberger. Brought down on the wing, Eric Murray, a veteran out of Minnesota, last year with Cleveland. Sternberger, who was a 3rd-round pick a couple years ago, losing a yard. It's 3rd and 6.
You know, getting the jitters out, a quick throw to the left, now a roll out to the right. Now he's going to have to stand in the pocket. 3rd down with the pass rush coming, because it's 3rd down. You can't throw short and expect receivers to pick it up. So he's got to be patient, read the coverage. A lot of Texans up and around the line of scrimmage right now. Looks like man-to-man coverage.
Dillon the back. 3rd and 6 for Green Bay from their 22. Good block by Kelly, the right tackle, and incomplete. At the 35, they were going for Amari Rogers, in coverage in the secondary by the veteran Desmond King. It's 3 and out for the Green Bay offense on the first possession for quarterback Jordan Love.
Now, you know, when they ran this play in practice, the receiver was wide open. Now he's covered like a blanket. He's trying to fit it in there. Maybe should have gone to the second read. But once again, you don't want to stand in the pocket too long. Take a sack, get the ball out of your hands. With Jordan Love, 2 out of 3. The first series, has many more series to come this preseason.
To punt, J.K. Scott, whose season was so-so last year. King is deep back for the Texans, who many people project will finish dead last in their division. One of the worst teams, perhaps, in the NFL. And here's the boot by Scott with a little breeze and out of bounds and inside the 30-yard line. Breeze is middle. It is a perfect night for football. It's a 49-yard punt by Scott, the 4th-year player out of Alabama. This will bring us to the Texans quarterback Tyrod Taylor, who is starting for his 3rd different team in the last 4 seasons.
And he has been starting on these teams where you have a 1st-round pick waiting in the wings. Justin Herbert was the guy a year ago. Tyrod Taylor played well in Buffalo, and Josh Allen came in. So Tyrod Taylor is a guy who gets pushed out a lot, but he's been around the league quite a while.
This is Phillip Lindsay on a 1st and 10 handoff, and he takes it out to about the 32. The former Denver Bronco with the carry on the play. The starting lineups brought to you by Mad City Windows and Bath, your window and bath partner of the Green Bay Packers. And on the line, the much talked about TJ Slayton with Lancaster and Heflin. New defensive coordinator this year, Garvin, Barnes, Summers, all in that linebacking core. With a 2nd down and 6 and Taylor downfield, and a nice catch made with the leap on the near sideline by Chris Conley, another veteran, the former Jacksonville and Kansas City Chief player. He picks up 17, put him at the 49 of the Houston Texans.
You know, the interesting thing about the Green Bay Packers defense under Mike Pettin, they weren't terrible. When you looked at some of the numbers, you know, top 10, top 12, around the numbers, but you know, Matt LaFleur wanted a change, wanted something a little different, a little more attacking.
Lindsey in 1st and 10. Good stop right there by Oren Burks, and bouncing back up is Lindsey, and there's no gain on the play. Burks, a player they're watching inside, who makes the nice defensive stop for the Green Bay defense.
Well, you'd love to have 2 more All-Pros up front. You have Kenny Clark at the nose. You'd like your defensive ends to be a little more productive. And I think that's what you're always looking for. You're always looking for a player who's a little bit better than the player you already have on your roster.
Packers have 5 in the secondary. 2nd and 10 for Tyrod Taylor, and outside he goes. Once again, it's the veteran Conley, banged out of bounds right there by Jackson, and he works his way to the Green Bay 43, and it's a pickup of 8.
Tyrod Taylor is a fully functional NFL quarterback. You know, last time he was a full-time starter, 2015 to 2017 in Buffalo. And then he, floated around a little bit, but the Chargers picked him up, and he was going to be their starter until he took an injection after the first game of the year a year ago. And then Justin Herbert came and ended up being the Offensive Rookie of the Year in the National Football League.
David Johnson the back, 3rd down and 2. Underneath he goes to the 39. It's caught by Kiki QT. It's a gain of 4. It's a 1st down. They move it again to the Green Bay 39.
And the veteran starting quarterback is very patient in the pocket. You're getting some pretty good separation, but he's putting the ball on the money. Kiki QT is also one of those players that is kind of a bubble player for the Houston Texans. In his 4th year, they're waiting for him to produce more.
Taylor is 3 of 3. 1st down handoff to Lindsey. He's had a couple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. A good stick right there by the safety, Vernon Scott. Gain of 1 to the 38.
You know, you mentioned good stick, and very rarely do you see what I call knock 'em back sticks. And that was a knock 'em back stick. That running back did not fall forward. He went backwards. Philip Lindsay. Now, Philip Lindsay's not the biggest guy, but he's one of those tough guys, even at 5'8", 190 pounds.
Packers 4 in the secondary. 2nd down and 9. Lindsey remains. The fullback, Quessenberry, in motion. Tyrod Taylor. Good block by their left tackle, and down the sideline he goes, and that's caught. And again they go to the veteran Chris Conley. He's out of Georgia. Chiefs drafted him high. It's a gain of 11. Good one, and a 1st down to the 27 at Green Bay.
And you talked about veterans. Veterans know how to play, what to do. Conley, you're right, drafted by the Chiefs, there for a couple years. Also in Jacksonville, where he was kind of always the 3rd or 4th guy, the odd man out of being in the starting lineup, but he's showing well so far tonight.
1st down and 10. Lindsey tries to knife his way free and near the 23-yard line, and hit by a couple on the play, including Heflin with a gain of 4. On this drive, Tyrod Taylor to the air 3 times to Conley for 17, 8, and 11. They're working on that young secondary.
And in most practice situations, it's 3 plays and then the next group goes. Well, the Packer defense and the Texans offense has been out there a lot longer than 3 plays. A little bit of huffing and puffing going on right now in this first drive.
It's 2nd down and 6 for Taylor, and Lindsey again as they direct him up the middle and near the 18-yard line and into a pile, and Heflin was there. It's a gain of 4, and at the bottom of the pile, TJ Slayton, who is a very big man for this team, 6'4", 330 pounds, 5th-round pick, and they've got high hopes for him.
And if I'm the defensive line coach and I'm in the film room, I'm showing the guys on the defensive line, they're a little bit too high in their pad level coming off against this offensive line. They've got to be the low man. You always hear low man wins. A couple of times lately, the Texans have been winning along that offensive defensive front.
3rd and 1, 10th play of the drive. Johnson held, Burks in there, and others trying to make the stop. Lancaster plugging up the middle. Good hit by Scott, and let's see if they give him the necessary yards. He needed the 17, and he'll be short, and Green Bay will hold him right there and force a field goal try.
Burks, former 3rd-round pick out of Vanderbilt. You know, he got small because he went sideways to get through the hole. Then he made himself big as he got square to make the tackle on Johnson. So great play, using your speed, slipping through the crack, and then using your power to knock the running back backwards.
Fairbairn will try a 37-yard field goal for the Texans on their opening drive. A little breeze, and it is no good. Oh, he got it. It snuck in. It snuck in the one upright, and he puts it through, and the Texans are on the board. That had the look that it may have been wide. A 10-play drive. Tyrod Taylor looked good, and 3 the result from 37. He just sneaks it in. Oh, we'll step aside.
You could win a 2021 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss in the Packers Opening Drive Sweepstakes from Quick Trip. Buy any delicious pothole frozen pizza with your Quick Trip rewards card for an automatic entry. Choose from Take It Cheesy, Sausage Palooza, and Meat Sweats with nearly a half pound of sausage and pepperoni. And Kitchen Sink with, you guessed it, a ton of toppings. Quick Trip and Chevy, proud partners of Packers football.
Thank you for calling Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This is Gina. How can I help you?
Gina Della from Pella. You're answering the phone?
Absolutely. Now with your choice of 5 years no interest and 5 months no first payment, or 10-year 2.99 APR financing. We're all making sure no one's left out in the cold.
It is summer, you know.
And frosty fall air will be here before you know it. Set your free consultation today at PellaWI.com/TV or 855-PELLA-WI.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find new summer adventures. Find new roads.
Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on select popular Chevy SUVs. Plus, get interest-free financing for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I love these Wisconsin cheese curds. It might be my new favorite.
No. This mac and cheese is to die for. Definitely mine.
I don't know. These fries are pretty good, too.
New favorite.
You're gonna love our sides and our new shakes. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Tonight's game from Lambeau Field is brought to you by your local Chevy dealer, by Quick Trip, and by Ticketmaster. Beautiful night in Green Bay. Texans had the ball for the first time against Matt LaFleur's entering into this 21 season. Going into camp, James, he said, we have a pretty good idea who the top 45 players are, but filling out the final few will give us these games even added importance in the preseason, and that's something they missed a year ago with no preseason games.
It certainly did, but you always want to give guys a chance to show that they can do it on the field, and preseason does that.
Subsequent kickoff after the 37-yard field goal, and this is the rookie Kylan Hill, who takes it for 22, and he's out to the 22. Tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Cousin Subs. At Cousin Subs, we have something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, mac and cheese, golden fries, and creamy shakes, all paired with your favorite sub or sub in a bowl. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. 1st and 10, second possession, 3 and out the first time from the 23. Dillon trying to find a crack. Held up right there, hit by King, gain of 1, put him at the 24. We know last week in the family night for the quarterback Jordan Love, he had some ball security issues, fumbling 3 times.
Now, Kevin, the Houston Texans were 4-12 last year. Green Bay Packers were 13-3. The Houston Texans were -9 in turnovers. The Packers +7. You take care of the football, you win games. Jordan Love plays, you want him to take care of the football because that's how you win games.
4 in the secondary, 2nd down 9. Dillon in the backfield, Love under center and to the air. Another read outside to Dillon. Grabbed on the play by Terrence Mitchell, former Cleveland Brown, gain of 3. Completion takes him out to about the 28.
Sometimes we see stuff in the broadcast booth that we think, oh, he should have run right up the middle. Watch this. This middle opens up. Should he run? Maybe. But what does he see with his eyes? With his eyes, he's still scanning the field because he's a quarterback, not just a running back, not a dual threat quarterback, but a quarterback who's trying to throw the ball and complete passes.
3rd and 6. They need the 33. And Dillon remains in the backfield. The left guard is John Runyon, vying for a spot on that line and on the roster. Blocked by Kelly. Love incomplete. With the pressure on the play by Vincent Taylor out of Oklahoma State. Another Cleveland Brown. And another 3 and out for Green Bay.
And if you're watching so far, as I'm watching the wide receivers, the route runners down the field. There is not the separation that Matt LaFleur would like between the receiver and the guy who's covering him. Right now, the secondary for the Houston Texans is winning that matchup.
Ryan Winslow is going to punt. Scott did the duties initially. Winslow has been brought to camp for some extra competition for the starting punter for Green Bay. Deep back is Desmond King, a former Tennessee Titan. Here he goes. Hang a 4-2-1, and he'll work his way up the sideline. Special teams a problem for the Packers, and here's a good return for the Texans. Desmond King takes it inside the Green Bay 40 and to the 38. New special teams coach and a new spirit, they say, but they know they got a lot of work ahead of them. 53-yard punt, 34-yard return on the Packers television network. Hey, Packer fans, play Packers Predict powered by Cenex. Packers Predict is free to play, and you can win weekly cash prizes and more throughout the season. Visit Packers.com/predict and start playing today. Part of Titletown. And there's the new special teams coach, Maurice Drayton, who just had a 34-yard punt return against his squad. The new quarterback with the 1st and 10 is Davis Mills, a rookie out of Stanford. And a quick handoff right there. This is going to go to Scotty Phillips, who picks up about 3 on the play near the 35. They made the change, and Drayton now heading up the special teams for Green Bay.
Just a couple of stats. If you're looking at the offense for Green Bay, 5th in total offense in yards, 2nd in number of sacks given up. So really good there. And on defense, 9th in the yards given up and 10th in sacks. But I'm going to give you the Achilles heel after this play.
2nd down and 7. The quarterback will go down. Nice penetration. And there is the veteran Oren Burks, a core special teamer, but they're very intrigued with his size with the new defensive coordinator. He gets a sack, a loss of 5. It's 3rd and 12.
And that's that sack total I was talking about, tied for 10th in the league. But in punt returns, in covering them and also returning them, 30th in their own return average, 32nd in covering punts. So you don't want to give up those chunk yards that they're giving up in the special teams unit. You want them to be as good on offense, as good on defense, and equally as good on special teams.
David Johnson the back, 3rd and 12. They need the 28. Here goes the rookie out of Stanford on the move and downfield to the end zone, and incomplete as he was going for Anthony Miller. The former Chicago Bear, they made a trade for him just before camp opened. It wobbles incomplete.
Wait a minute. That was a Stanford quarterback throwing that ball.
And that's why
ball did not wobble. You've got to admit, that ball was pretty on target for a guy who's getting flushed to his right, being chased and throwing it 45 yards down the field. It went off the fingertips of Anthony Miller, that Chicago Bear receiver who's now playing for the Houston Texans.
Cameron Johnston out of Australia will be punting. He played his college ball at Ohio State.
I got no problems with Australia at all. Nice, warm,
I know
sunny.
it. That's right. Brisbane is your second address. Amari Rogers is deep back. 2 rookies returning kicks tonight, and that is perfectly placed inside the 12. In fact, right at the 12 is where they'll mark it. A perfectly placed 28-yard punt. And the rookie quarterback out of Stanford hit, and Burks with a big defensive play for Green Bay. Late in the first, talked about ball security before. They're also looking to see what he can do in game situations such as tempo in and out of the huddle, talking about Jordan Love.
You also want to see what his face looks like when he walks to the sideline when you don't complete a pass on 3rd down. How does he rebound? How does he respond?
Kylan Hill is the back from the 12, 1st and 10. Little handoff right here. He'll go up the middle with a gain of 5 on the play. And he'll work his way out to about the 17-yard line, gain of 5.
We also have to remember what Jordan Love is facing. He's facing Lovie Smith, guy who on the other side, defensive coordinator who's been around football, it seems like forever. So he's a master at this game. There's Lovie right there with that Smurf-looking beard he has.
2nd down and 5. Rookie center is Myers. He's in the starting lineup for Corey Linsley. Oh, and he couldn't get outside. Hill tried to make a move. Good play right there again by Camus Grugier-Hill, a former Dolphin and Eagle. Loss of 4, bringing up 3rd and 9. They're back at the Green Bay 13.
I think out of the 90 players that the Houston Texans have in camp, Kevin, 53 new players, guys that were not there in that building last year. So you talk about competition. You know, you got a couple of slots for the Packers. You've got about 12 slots if you're in the Texans locker room. Guys fighting for starting jobs.
3rd and 9, 0-2 on 3rd down, Love downfield, and he's got his receiver, the tight end, Sternberger. Brought down by Eric Murray. A laser thrown, a 1st down throw to the 47, and a pickup of 34.
A feel-good moment. Great pass by Love, but Sternberger, who really, if you ask me, a guy we've been waiting for something good to happen with this guy. That's a play that you love seeing him able to produce straight down the middle of the field with some speed.
They had 11 total yards to that throw. A pickup of 34. Hill remains its 1st and 10. Confidence building throw for Love and Hill. And he's hit on the play and brought down by Joe Thomas, a former Packer. So let's talk about Hill a little bit. Ran well in the SEC. 1st team all SEC as a junior, 1,350 yards. And then he got the last year a little bit injured. New coaching staff, and he opted out, and here he is trying to make the team.
I think you always like guys who have a burst, but also guys that take care of the football. And Hill is one of those runners that doesn't fumble. And you love that if you're the running back coach, because it's one of those things that you cross off the list. Can they block? Can they pick up the blitz? Can they block linebackers? That's always important also.
Out of the gun here, 2nd down and 12. 3rd possession for the Packers. Love underneath. Good looking catch right there made by Devin Funchess. Mitchell was over there. Funchess with the grab, a veteran in 6 years out of Michigan. He picks up 8. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Matt LaFleur's face lit up when he talked about Funchess. He said he is big, he's physical, he's a good-looking guy. You could see that physical nature right at the end of the play. The defensive back's trying to rake him to the ground. He's able to pull and push and gain a couple extra yards after the catch.
So after 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, a big play to the tight end Steinkerchner from Love. 3rd down and 4 into Texan territory at the 47. The 4-man rush and a good-looking throw on a slant. That's caught in the play by Malik Taylor. Love right on the screws. He's got the 1st down to the Texan 37-yard line.
I'm not exactly sure what it would be like to face a Major League Baseball pitcher when he throws his fastball, but that looked like a fastball right there, Kevin, and it was right brushing the outside corner of the plate. All the receiver had to do was stick his hands out and pull it in. So you saw that ball jump out of the hands of Jordan Love.
How about Love on this drive? 3 of 3 for 52 yards. Amari Rogers is number 8. Highly drafted kid out of Clemson. Love. Oh, what a catch! Funchess grabs that ball. Lassos it at about the 22. Beautiful catch by Funchess. Didn't play last year, opted out because of COVID, now in Packer camp and really making some noise.
Well, I was impressed with his checkerboard shoes the first time we had a close-up on him. But that catch right there, that's snagging that thing with one hand.
Funchess last played a couple years ago with the Colts, and in the first game with the Colts, he broke a collarbone. He hasn't played in 2 years. What a catch right there. Love is 4 of 4 in the drive, 1 quarter in the books. 3-0 Texans on the Packers. Aaron Rodgers giving some love there to Devin Funchess, who has had a nice drive for the Packers. Tonight's 2nd quarter action is brought to you by Wisconsin Dental Association. Get your smile into shape with your Wisconsin Dental Association dentist. Find a dentist near you at WDA.org. Good looking drive by Love. 34 yards through the air to Steinkerchner. 8 to Funchess. 15 yards to Funchess. Taylor caught one for 8. Now they got it at the Texan 22 with the 1st and 10.
Let's not overlook the job that the offensive line is doing right now either.
Let's see here. He's off balance with that little sidearm throw. Steinkerchner again. Murray brings him down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Kind of a sidearm delivery that time by Love.
And when you're first taught to throw the ball, throw over the top. Now what you look for is guys who can drop that arm and throw from different angles, throw around on rushing pass rushers. So he's checking off the boxes as we go along.
The running back is Kylan Hill. It's 2nd down and 10. Love. Lyman with the good block. Screen pass. There's another good block right there. Put on by Myers. Over the pylon. That is a touchdown. Kylan Hill with a block by a rookie center. And the rookie running back taking it in for 6.
Now, Kevin, I don't own one, but I just imagine those electric cars that go really fast, that just instantly accelerate. That's what Kylan Hill looked like. He looked like he was going 65, then all of a sudden put his foot down, he's going 120. He just jumped through the defense right there.
How about that? And then the Lambeau leap with the welcoming party. The extra point right here. J.B. Molson puts it up and through. 7-0 Green Bay. Jordan Love, who has not played since the Senior Bowl in 2020, with a 22-yard touchdown pass, a catch and run by Hill. Love on that drive, 6 of 6, and the Packers have taken the lead. All right, a touchdown pass by Jordan Love. The scoring summary sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet, proud to be the best-selling brand in Wisconsin and the official vehicle of the Green Bay Packers. Trust Chevy on your team. Visit your local Chevy dealer today. 22-yard touchdown pass, screenplay, catch and run, and the ensuing kickoff. And they'll bring it out with Tremont Smith. Ooh, nice tackle from behind. It was hard. Burks was right there. Like we said before, a core special teamer for Green Bay. What a nice-looking drive by Jordan Love and the Packer offense.
You know, it really was. We got a chance to see the offensive line protect really well and got a chance to see Jordan Love be decisive with the football. Scanning the field, finding the open receivers, and a little more separation by the receivers in this last drive. And Jordan Love gets a touchdown pass on a screen, and Hill did so many things well, from setting up like he was going to block, then getting out and letting the offensive line get out in front and do their job.
Quarterback is the rookie Davis Mills. First down and 10. Nice catch inside, belt high throw. Chris Moore makes the stop, the former Bill. It's a gain of 6 on the play to the 28. Let's talk a little bit about Davis Mills. When he was coming out of high school in the Atlanta area, he was the #1 rated high school quarterback in the country. But he's had some injury issues. While at Stanford, he's healthy, playing now in the NFL.
You know, and you watched him play in a few games last year. He made some strides, and the Houston Texans were in the quarterback market. So that third round was not really too high of a reach to go after Davis Mills, a guy who did not have a lot of experience.
2nd and 4. Slowed up that time by Heflin. Tries to stagger ahead. Scotty Phillips with a meager gain of 1 to the 29.
It's always fun when you get a guy like Heflin who is, you know, a dedicated run stopper. You figure playing at Iowa, colleges are throwing the ball all around, but don't try and run in the middle while I'm in here, because that's not happening on Heflin's watch.
5 in the secondary, including John Charles and Kabion Ento, 2 intriguing players for the Packers. Here is a 3rd and 3 for Houston. Mills, low. QT jumps on it. Incomplete pass. And 4th down. And the punting unit will take the field for the Texans, with the Packers doing a good job. Shamar John Charles, a 5th-round pick out of Appalachian State, who they really are high on.
But now we're going to get a chance to possibly see Amari Rodgers get his hands on the ball. They've got to punt the ball, maybe sideline to sideline, but they probably won't punt it out of bounds, so he should get a chance to field this and see if he can get a return out of it.
Cameron Johnston will punt. Basically a winless night here in Green Bay, especially in the bowl. Deep back is the 3rd-round pick, a rookie out of Clemson, Amari Rodgers, who returned kicks at Clemson and was terrific doing it. Johnston with a lot of NFL experience. Rodgers from the 21, hang of 4.58, gets the block, slices upfield to the 34. Harvey Nickerson makes the stop. 51-yard punt, 14-yard return. That's a good one. The quarterbacks with the conference, Rodgers to Love. Love with a touchdown pass and a terrific drive the last time. Tonight's Packers game is brought to you by Cousin Subs, by Wisconsin Dental Association, and by Toyota. Toyota's national sales event is on with great deals on popular models. Toyota, let's go places. The quarterback, Jordan Love, with a 22-yard touchdown pass. It was a catch and run and a screenplay to the rookie Hill. 7-3 Packers. Hill, Love back in there. There is a new center for Green Bay. John Runyon playing guard. Braden the left guard. Outside he goes, and cannot be caught by Hill. Wide pass, little outside, incomplete. Grugier Hill, veteran, on the coverage for the Texans.
You mentioned Runyon. His snap was belt high, perfect. The pass a little bit off target, so maybe we should put Runyon at quarter. No.
Of course, John Runyon, a 6th-round pick out of Michigan. He's from the Houston area. His dad played for the Oilers. He played a lot of different positions at Michigan, including right tackle. 2nd down and 10. Lineman the block at the left tackle. Bobbled, reeled in. Nice catch, Malik Taylor out of Ferris State to the 37-yard line, and a pickup of 3 as we're early in the second. And Love with the touchdown pass.
You know, we're so focused on Jordan Love, we forget that the rest of the guys that are out there have not played a lot of NFL football, and so the jitters are felt at each and every position. It doesn't matter if you're playing wide receiver, running back. You've got to get over these jitters so that you can perform up to your best.
Patrick Taylor is the running back. He's a year out of Memphis, and a very interesting story. 3rd and 7 for Green Bay. I'm in the block at the left tackle. Love caught by Funchess. Broke away on the move. Picks up 5 and shy of the first. He got to the 42. So they say he was down. Gain of 5, 4th and 2. Let's see if they're going to keep the offense out there, and it looks like they are.
That was really close, if you ask me, on that tackle by Crossan.
That's
that
how
he used his legs to tackle Funchess. You cannot trip a player. Watch it. Yeah, he did. He swept the legs. Like Mr. Miyagi said, sweep the legs.
Sweep the legs.
Well, Mr. Miyagi didn't want the legs swept, but
no.
The other guy did. From Cobra Kai.
Here's a 4th and 2. Patrick Taylor, the fake. Love with time. Going deep and throws it into traffic, and Funchess can't bring it down. Deep downfield. It's incomplete. 4th and 2, and the Texans will take over in terrific field position.
But if you're talking about situational football, you throw that ball up. Yes, there are 2 defenders back there, but it's also 4th and 2. So if they intercept it and they're down, it's almost as good as a short punt. Funchess couldn't get that second hand on the ball.
So on downs, the ball goes over to Houston. Green Bay 42. And the learning continues for Love. Mills under center. Being chased. Underneath he goes, and the fullback Quessenberry makes the catch. Gain of 3, and he's inside the Green Bay 39. With a beat out in there, Ty Summers out of TCU.
You know, you watch Ty Summers play. Special teams standout. A guy who could just step in for a starter. Starter needs a blow. A guy who's very heady, very smart, like another coach out on the field.
Quarterback Davis Mills. 3rd round pick out of Stanford. 2nd down, 7. Nice slant, good looking catch. Tumbling down, 1st down grab by the running back out of Mississippi, Scotty Phillips. He picks up 10. It's 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 29. Coverage on the play. Tackle Josh Jackson.
But if I'm Josh Jackson, what I want to do, I want to throw my body on top of this receiver. He may cough the ball up as he's going to the ground. So always be physical. As that receiver is going to the ground, you can go to the ground right on top of him.
Developing Mills a priority. By the way, Deshaun Watson is not here. Did not make the trip from Houston. 1st and 10 for Mills. Good time going deep to the end zone. Knocked away. It's incomplete. Jackson coverage. No yellow on the field. In fact, we haven't had a penalty flag the entire game so far. And this time they were going for Alex Erickson, who played at Wisconsin.
You know there's no overtime in preseason, right?
Yes.
Maybe there should be no flags in preseason. Or maybe just 2 per half.
Oh, man. Logan Mills, 2nd down and 10. Packers in the nickel. Isadora the block. Upfield it goes. Caught by Nico Collins. He's all the way to the 5. Collins, a rookie out of Michigan. They traded up to get this 6'4" wide receiver. Did not play his senior year. High hopes for him. Good play. Catch and run at 24. 1st and goal Texans.
You know how they talk about passing windows and can a quarterback fit it through a passing window? That time the whole garage was open. And it was such a wide lane. Nice throw, sure, but Davis Mills, but such a big lane to throw it through.
Phillips the running back. Mills 1st and goal. It is incomplete. Pass is probably not where it needed to be. 2nd and goal.
Well, sometimes you say you need to hit the running backs right on the numbers. outstretched arm right there. To me, that's not a tough catch. For a receiver or a tight end, but for a running back who's used to getting that ball put in his belly, it's a little tougher of a catch.
Drive started with the Green Bay 42, and the Packers went for it on 4th and 2, and they gave it up on downs. Davis Mills, 2nd down and goal. Phillips looking to find a crack as he bulldozes his way in for the touchdown. And the Texans have taken the lead with 9:08 to play in the first half. A 5-yard touchdown run by second-year running back Scotty Phillips.
And you see him emerge from the crowd and getting his congratulations. 5'8", 209 pounds. You think, well, 5'8's not real tall, but 209 pounds. So he's got that good contact balance that running back coaches are always looking for. And that contact balance means that first hit, you don't lose your balance. You're able to still continue to run, and that's what he was able to do. Burrow his way for that touchdown.
Torbert will try the extra point. The run game for the Texans a season ago was number 31 out of 32 in the NFL. He just got a 5-yard touchdown run. Extra point here for Barron, good. And it's a 3-point lead for the Texans over the Packers midway through the second. Good looking drive by Davis Mills. Big play, a catch and run. Collins, a 24. Phillips had a run at 10 earlier on the drive, and he plows in for 6 for Houston. Thing a Packers fan could want. Shop to your heart's content at Lambeau Field or online at PackersProShop.com. Running touchdown for the Texans of 5 yards. Jordan Love with a 22-yard touchdown pass for Green Bay. Middle of the second quarter, preseason game number 1. Texans by 3. Ensuing kickoff. Patrick Taylor, a running back, is deep back. And out it will go. Touchback to the 20. The Aaron Rodgers situation claimed headlines, it seemed like, all summer long from afar. What did you think of what was going on and what was finally figured out?
Well, during his 17 years as the Packers quarterback, I've spent moments around him. And I have to tell you this, I became a even bigger fan of Jeopardy during the offseason, watching him on Jeopardy. But I just felt like in my gut that this was the place for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he might have had some grievances. Did he air them at the right time? Well, perhaps he did. But I was always in his corner kind of pulling for him to find that happiness to come back.
Fake to Hill. Love on 1st and 10. He's got his receiver Funchess with the catch. First down throw, 41 of Green Bay. A strike of 16 for Jordan Love.
In a play action pass where you have to turn away and your vision is not on the secondary, you've got to see it when you're not even looking at it. You know how your parents used to have eyes in the back of their head? The quarterback needs to have eyes in the back of his head. So that pre-snap look that he took before the ball was snapped, he needs to be able to envision that as soon as he turns around and get that ball out of your hand even quicker, and that receiver would still be on the run.
Love is 12 of 16 for 122 and a touchdown pass. The pitch out to Hill. Chase down, brought down. Nice play right there. The veteran Grugier Hill will make the stop. Loss of 3, and it's back to the Green Bay 38, excuse me.
I've never seen bluegrass, and I know Kentucky's the bluegrass state, but pretty sure Mississippi State might play Kentucky. You could see Hill just slipping a little bit. He got on his heels just a little bit instead of over his toes on that, because there was room to run if he had been on his toes and been able to bounce that to the outside. And there's Randall Cobb going, I'd have kept my feet on that one.
Speaking of Kentucky, right?
Yep.
Second down, 13. It's Hill. Green Bay is back to 0 in terms of rushing yards tonight. Gain of a couple, maybe 2.5, just at the 40-yard line, with the clock approaching 7.5 here in the first half.
Well, when the West Coast offense was kind of first brought to the NFL by Bill Walsh, he said, we want to pass to set up the run. Maybe in this West Coast version, they're really overemphasizing that with 0 passing yards in the second quarter.
3rd and 11. They need the Texan 49. It's a wobbler and it's incomplete, deflected at the line of scrimmage. Heavy traffic up the middle. May have been DeMarcus Walker as they were coming up and pressing the pocket. It's 4th and 11. And the offense will stay on the field for Green Bay.
A little bit of surprise there. Enough pressure where the pocket gets collapsed, gets his arm hit as he's trying to throw this ball, and you know, Matt LaFleur kind of sent it out there that he might go for it on 4th down more often. Now he's thinking 4th and 11. That's kind of tough to put the quarterback in that situation.
So they quickly pull off the offense. They bring out the punter, J.K. Scott. Deep back for the Texans, former Badger Alex Erickson. The former Bengal, Scott. On a still night, Erickson from the 13, hang a 4-4-5. He dances, he's elusive, and he's brought down on the play by Henry Black. Undrafted player out of Baylor. It's an 8-yard return and a 46-yard punt. The Texans on top by 3. Back in Green Bay, Texans had a touchdown drive the last time, beginning at the Green Bay 42. Got a 5-yard touchdown run by Phillips. Jordan Love has thrown a touchdown pass and a screen play to Kylan Hill. Packers just punted. 22 of the Texans. Phillips in the backfield, 1st and 10. Scotty Phillips banged his way initially into the defensive player, Jonathan Garvin, an outside backer out of Miami. It's a gain of 2. Pinballs off him. He's out to the 24.
You know, Kevin, we talk about the Packers draft, this player, that player. And we talk about undrafted players a lot. We just recently had the Hall of Fame ceremonies in Canton, Ohio. Donnie Shell, famed member of the Pittsburgh Steelers Steel Curtain defense, 1974, 17 rounds of the NFL draft, undrafted out of South Carolina State. So don't limit yourself to your draft status.
2nd down and 8. Davis Mills, screen play for Phillips. Nice play right there. Chad Heflin, the rookie free agent, made the play out of Iowa.
The rookie out of Iowa. Don't get rid of that free agent. Here's a guy that can play. Effort level, technique. Do what the coaches ask you to do. You start to rush the passer, you snip out a screen, and then you lay all out. And when you lay all out, you weigh 330 pounds. That's laying a lot all out.
Well, Kenny Clark with the groin injury is out tonight, inactive. They really are looking for someone to add to that defensive line. Maybe that's one of the players to keep an eye on. 3rd and 7. Mills. Nice throw. Good-looking diving catch made by Brevin Jordan, the 3-time All-ACC wide receiver and tight end, playing the tight end in this offense. 5th-round pick out of Miami, picks up 11. It's a first down to the 36 of Houston.
Finding the weak spot in the zone. What do? You send a receiver up. You make that corner, who's a shallow corner, drop back just enough where you can throw the out underneath him.
They play the tight end. The Texans do in a lot of different positions. 1st and 10. Cross the middle and incomplete. Taking that time for the veteran Kiki QT out of Texas Tech. 2nd and 10.
You know, that's one of those passes that the quarterback set your feet, make an accurate throw. But and we talked about not being on the same page.
Right.
They weren't even in the same room reading the same book.
And that's tough, right?
And there's David Culley. I've got to say this. When I was a receiver coach with the San Diego Chargers, David Culley came up to me at the combine and said, if you need anything, anytime, give me a call.
John Charles is in that star, that nickel secondary. 5 back there for Green Bay. Houston 2nd down and 10. Short pass. That's dropped by the rookie tight end, Brevin Jordan. Coverage was there. 3rd and 10.
So if I'm the defensive back, I get up and you know what I say to the receiver? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? And he goes, what do you mean? Did you hear those footsteps?
You're right. Did you had, I mean, what? It's just human nature, right,
well,
to hear that.
What it is not only do you hear them, but also if you have really good peripheral vision, you can see guys in your peripheral vision, and you have to learn to focus on the point of the football and not worry about getting hit, because the hits only hurt when you don't catch the ball.
5 in the secondary, 3rd and 10. They need their own 46. And outside it goes with a nice catch. The tackle made by John Charles. The grab made by QT. And he's got the first down. Packer 47. Pickup of 17. They move the chains.
Given time, Davis Mills is doing a nice job. He reset his feet. He was looking at it in breaking route. Then he saw QT going to the outside toward the boundary and put it right on him.
That is how he says his name, C-O-U-T-E-E, Kiki QT. 4th-round pick a couple years ago out of Texas Tech. Lines up again. 1st and 10. There's a flag in the backfield. They had Buddy Howell. That's the first flag of the game.
One of those linemen just flinched enough.
Ball starts. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Ron Torbert is our referee here tonight in Green Bay.
See, now is when I would normally make my joke about, you know, being 330 pounds, you flinch.
Right.
Everybody can notice it. You weigh 185 pounds, you flinch, nobody sees anything move.
It's hard to camouflage 330 pounds. Howell in the backfield. Activated Monday from the COVID list. 1st and 15. This is Howell. Tries to cut from behind. Chauncey Rivers, outside backer, waived by Baltimore, recently signed by the Packers. Makes the stop and a gain of about a yard near the 50.
Are you a fan of the new rule about single digits and different positions being able?
No, there's no play-by-play man on earth that is a fan. I mean, it looks good. Aesthetically, it looks good, but it looks weird, and it's hard to call.
I will tell you that if you're an offensive lineman and you've got to block number 8, and he's the middle linebacker, right, you're going, where's 50? Why can't he wear 55?
Isn't it hard?
Oh.
And that, you know, some teams lobbied against it. 2nd and 13. Mills incomplete. Erickson in his sights. Kavion Ento was there, the cornerback, a former receiver at Colorado, converted now to a defensive back. 3rd and 13 coming up for the Texans.
Nice pass rush mixed by Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator. Did double ET stunts, and that means the ends go underneath and the tackles loop around. He was able to get enough pressure right up the middle in Davis Mills' face where he was uncomfortable throwing that ball to the outside.
The Packers have 5 in the secondary in the 3rd and 13, and the Texans need the 37.
Boy, they're creeping up like they're bringing extra pressure.
Mills outside, nice catch. Once again, the veteran Chris Conley got it right in front of Jackson. He's down to the Green Bay 35, 16-yard pickup on 3rd and 13, first down. Texans.
Well, a couple things here. Good throw, good catch, good coverage, but just a little better ball placement allowed that receiver to go down and catch it low and away, the only place that it could be completed to the wide receiver.
Phillips back in on this drive. Texans have converted 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 13. And this is Phillips chopping his way right into the grasp of Rivers. Picks up 3 on 1st and 10 to the Packer 32.
So if you're a Packer fan and you're worried about the 3rd down defense, remember Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith. Those would be the pass rushers coming after opposing quarterbacks in those 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10 situations, and they're going to squeeze that pocket.
Packers operating with the new defensive coordinator, certainly, and Joe Barry brings a lot of energy to this team. Past 3 years with the Los Angeles Rams. His specialty linebackers, former defensive coordinator Mike Pettin, more reserve is gone. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Love with a touchdown pass. Packers trail by 3.
This preseason, take football further with NFL Game Pass.
We make plays and we dominate. You know what it is when I come around.
Catch every rookie debut.
Welcome to the NFL.
See big names in their new homes. And get all the action for the upcoming season.
Hey, you know what it is when I come around.
Oh, my goodness.
NFL Game Pass.
Moon rising over Lake Michigan. Tonight's ground game stats powered by Cenex. Be sure to stop at your local Cenex and stock up on snacks for your next Packers game. Cenex is the proud petroleum partner of the Green Bay Packers.
So that was a bad moon rising for the run game, right?
That's right. That's right. What about Jordan Love now? Usually, you know, he didn't even play last year. He was inactive every game a season ago.
And you know what he's thinking? Normally, this would be hot dog time.
I thought you were going to give me something good.
No,
I need meat, and not hot dog.
That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, right. Second down and 7. 11th play of the drive coming up. Underneath, good catch, terrific throw. Anthony Miller, the former Bear, inside the 20. Finally brought down by Black. Slanting his way to the 49. 13-yard pickup coming up at halftime. Packer analyst Larry McCarron goes one-on-one with first-round pick Eric Stokes and talks about camp, plus stats, highlights, and a visit from the head coach. The Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin halftime show is coming up. For 5 years, no interest, in 5 months with no first payment. Visit Pella.com. WI.com. We've had a timeout taken, and it was taken by Green Bay. Look at Matt LaFleur, 2 consecutive 13-3 seasons, 2 consecutive trips to the NFC Championship game.
Now, in all honesty, when Matt LaFleur completed his first preseason, you and I looked at each other and we said, well, maybe 9-7, 10-6 at best for this team. They far exceeded that, and they have continued to produce. So he's found his way into becoming a good coach, and players come in and they believe in a good coach.
After the Anthony Miller reception for 13, it's a handoff and it goes to Phillips. Brought down to the play, helped by Slayton. It's a pickup of 4 near the 15.
And I think Matt LaFleur threw that first timeout out there to maybe think, well, if we can get a turnover and take the ball away, we can give Jordan Love some time. But he also maybe just wants to settle his defense. You're inside the red zone. It's a 2-minute period. They're not going to be going fast. So you have to make sure every down counts, and you get up and you play tight and you make tackles if they complete passes.
13th play of the drive. 2nd down and 6. Mills, Heck with the block at the tackle. Outside for Phillips. Read well that time by Henry Black. Former Packer defensive back Tramon Williams has been his mentor since high school. It's only a gain of 1 with another timeout taken. They get to the 14.
Real simple things. That's a good job coming up on the outside so the runner can't get to the boundary and stop the clock. Make them stop it inbounds. Now you call a timeout.
On this drive, and coming up is 3rd and 5. They've converted 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 13.
You know, the guys who get really winded are the guys who have to run out there with the water during these timeout breaks. They're not used to doing that every play. That water is heavy to carry out there.
But it's such a beautiful night here, they can't.
Now that is true.
Just a few starters began the game tonight for the Packers and have played mainly 2nd, 3rd, and 14 players. A lot of young players. Of course, no preseason a year ago with the pandemic. Gives the Packers a chance to finish off the bottom of the roster. 3rd and 5. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. They're looking for Miller. The coverage on the play by Shamar John Charles, and a flag thrown. He was playing that nickel. They call it the star.
Yep. So 1 on the throw, and then I think 1 on the catch also. So 1 in the backfield, 1 where the ball should have been caught or could have been caught.
So another penalty on this drive. Packers are looking for more help inside linebacker.
There were 2 fouls during the play, both by the defense. Pass interference. Defense number 22, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 42, that penalty is accepted. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Burks.
You can hear the Packer fans are in midseason form with their booing. That, yeah, he took maybe the 2nd step. And hitting him with the helmet, although he did hit him below the shoulder pads. I understand you want to protect the quarterbacks.
Now they've had a dime look, and recently Burks has been with the #1 dime defense at that inside. They're very intrigued with how he might fit with this new defense. So here is rookie Davis Mills. 3rd round pick, Stanford. 1st and goal again. Inside the 8. Running back is Howell. Buddy Howell gets the call, the former Dolphin. Stepped up, may have carved his way for a yard. Hit by a couple. Naliai, Tifa Naliai out of Utah State makes the stop. And a timeout, this time by the Texans. Packers have 1. Houston, with this, will have 2 remaining.
So, Kevin, you do a lot of NBA basketball. And I want to send the commissioner just a suggestion.
Adam Silver.
Under 2 minutes to play.
Or wait, which commissioner? Roger Goodell? Okay, Adam Silver.
Under 2 minutes in the NBA, every timeout is a 30-second timeout. There's no reason to have 4-minute timeouts under 2 minutes to play. I know you need to feed all the commercials and all that. So, and I know you have a lot of pull with the NBA.
You know, that is so not true. You know who has a lot of pull? The Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
The Milwaukee Bucks have a lot of pull.
Yes.
The champions.
Great season
of the NBA. The Packers took that timeout. Initially, they showed that Houston had, but the Packers took the timeout.
They want to get all this on film.
Second down, goal. Phillips and Quessenberry in the backfield. Mills, incomplete. Coverage by Jackson. Laser attempted for the receiver, Chris Moore. Third and goal.
Jackson was such an interception producer his last year at Iowa, led the nation with 8 interceptions. A lot of people thought he was going to be just a star when he came in, and I like the way he plays. He may not be the guy who's going to clock fast enough running his 40, but in coverage, he just seems to have a knack for playing where the ball is. Give him a chance. Maybe a different system will be more productive for him.
By the way, our replays tonight being brought to you by Ticketmaster. It's third and goal.
Pressure.
Mills ends up blocked. Knocked away. What a play. Vernon Scott. It's fourth and goal. They'll try for 3. Scott with a terrific defensive play.
Now, we saw the tail end of it. We see the dive, the arm knocking it away. But for Scott, what it is, it's understanding we have pressure. There's going to be a free rusher in the quarterback's face. He's going to have to get rid of the ball a tick before he's ready to. And if that's the case, I've got to be ready to drive on the football as early as possible.
Fairbairn is out there to try a field goal. With a drive of over 6 minutes. 25-yard try to extend their lead, and they do. So Jordan had a reception for 11, QT had a reception for 17, Conley for 16, Anthony Miller, the former Bear, had one for 13. When they got Miller, that made the trade for a guy named Cobb coming back home to Green Bay from the Houston Texans.
The thing that I like is once we got into the red zone and we started calling all the timeouts and you had the penalty to stop it, you mentioned the 6-minute drive. In real time, they were inside that 20-yard line, it seemed like for about 15 minutes. You could have gone and gotten a snack, been back on your sofa, and they still had the football. And for the Packers, it was like, we're scripting one play at a time. You guys go in there, give it your all, try and make the stop, try and make the play. Great job in keeping the Texans out of the end zone when it looked like it was a foregone conclusion.
And that's a win for the defense, keeping them out with a goal-to-go situation, keeping them out of the end zone. Deep back is Patrick Taylor. He missed last season with a foot injury, undrafted. He is 6'1". The kick return job is open. 3 yards deep into a knee, and a touchback to the 25. After the 25-yard Texan field goal to up the score. So now, with no timeouts, here comes Jordan Love with 53 seconds on the second quarter clock.
Just a note, the kick returner there, he was probably told, do not bring the ball out of the end zone, because what we're trying to do is give Jordan Love as much time as we have on the clock. So 53 full seconds. If you catch it 3 yards deep and run to the 25-yard line and get tackled, you probably used up 8 or 9 seconds. So an extra play for Jordan Love if he can get this drive started properly.
Runyon remains the center. Empty backfield, Love 1st and 10. Crumbling pocket, knocked away from behind. It's loose. It looked like Grenard was the one to get it, and falling on the ball was Johnson. But Grenard right there, Jonathan Grenard out of Florida, a 3rd-round pick a year ago, knocked it away. The loose ball, a turnover, recovered by Johnson. And this is something that was a concern of the Packers after last week's family night with the 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles. This one just knocked right out of his cocked right shooting hand, his throwing arm.
Well, it's also got to be a concern for these offensive tackles. You know that the defense is going to give you their best pass rush. Both tackles, right tackle, left tackle, had their defensive ends collapsing on the quarterback. quarterback doesn't have, he's trying to focus and get the ball down the field. I'd be concerned with whether or not he's hurt his arm or his shoulder throwing that ball, because the ball's getting hit at the same time he's trying to come through with the throw.
1st and 10. Mills deep downfield and picked off on the play. It's grabbed by Codey the former receiver at Colorado, a converted receiver to defensive back, and comes up with a pick. The turnover's even at 1, and Ento, in his 2nd season, comes up with a huge defensive play.
That ball was thrown into a crowded area. There were receivers on different levels. Davis Mills is trying to squeeze it in there. You can see Ento coming off his receiver. He's going to the post, but Ento was not confused by that. You talk about having played different positions, having spent some time on offense. He can pattern read just as well as any other defensive player out there, maybe a little better, because he's run those patterns before.
Ento last season almost made the team, but he had a foot injury at the end of camp. They put him on IR. In 19, he was on the practice squad. Now he's Hale and Hardy, and here comes Hale on 1st and 10. The explosive move. A flag has been thrown. He's out to the 15. Brought down on the play in the secondary. Neville Hewitt, the linebacker, was one of them to get him.
Holding. Offense, number 87. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 1st down.
You know, Hill came up and just waved himself off the field. It looks like he might have had a leg injury or something like that, because he was wincing. For the trainers, they're having to come over and check on him right now. He made a nice jump cut to the outside, but hopefully he didn't injure himself.
He has really stood out the first 2 weeks. Top 10 rusher in the history of Mississippi State. He didn't even play his senior year. 1st and 14. Taylor, the new back. He'll take it. He's a load as he takes it into the grasp that time of Jaleel Johnson, who got that fumble recovery the last time on that defensive line for the Texans, and a gain of 3.
You know how they say turnabout is fair play? You know, Matt LaFleur used all those timeouts so that his defense could stay out there. Now David Culley is using timeout so his defense can stay out there and get some more looks at this. It's not just, oh, let the clock run out. Let's get some snaps and get some film that we can discuss and dissect.
So the Packer defense has had 2 red zone stops in the final minute of the half. A pick, a nice play on 3rd and goal, and only a field goal the result for the Texans. They have this possession with the Ento pick in the secondary for the Packers. It's 2nd down and 10. Timeout taken by the Texans. 2 remaining. Packers are out of timeouts here in the first half. And Jordan Love, who has thrown a touchdown pass and a screen play to Hill at 22 yards. 2nd and 10. Taylor's got it. Nyman with the block from behind. He is brought down after a gain of a yard. Got out to about the 8. Another timeout taken by Houston.
Okay, you put on your offensive coordinator cap here. David Culley's going to use the timeout if he can stop you short of running for this 1st down. Do you bootleg, fake it, and have Jordan Love roll out? Because, I mean, if you don't get it, he's going to use the timeout. If you get it, you know, then you can pick it up, throwing the football. Would you throw it? And you've got a 6-year contract.
Well, now
you're going bombs away.
That is a different story altogether. Rebuild project for the Texans. They've not gotten younger, they've gotten older. So they got veterans all over the lineup. Taylor in the backfield. 3rd and 9. They need the 17. They hand off to Taylor. The block by Kelly. The tackle made by Blake Watt, who makes the stop. And Taylor brought down. So now, with another timeout, the final one taken by the Texans, and 19 seconds left, it is 4th down for the Packers.
Hey, you've got to take the punt team out there.
And that's what they're going to do. So give me just a quick couple headlines and what you've liked or not liked about Love's first half, his first action in a Packer uniform.
I think he's done a good job standing in the pocket. Even the fumble, he stood in the pocket, eyes down the field, maybe you would like him to be able to say, oh, they're closing in on me, let me step up. But that would mean that he's trying to flinch a little bit. So I didn't see a fear factor at all in the pocket. And he did it without a run game.
12 of 17, 122, lost a fumble, threw a touchdown pass to punt. Ryan Winslow. He's out of pit with competition for J.K. Scott. Ooh, the rush was right there. Garrett Waller was there. Erickson into the bright lights of Lambeau at the 44. Hang a 4-4-7 with a hit and a tackle made by Henry Black near midfield. And the clock at 6 seconds. Both teams out of timeouts. 48-yard punt, 7-yard return. Texans, and I think James had mentioned this a bit earlier, 4-12 a year ago. They fired Bill O'Brien. They hired David Culley. David Culley was an NFL assistant for 27 seasons. This is his first head coaching job. And you know what? I think all around the NFL there was, finally giving a chance, which is terrific after all those years as an assistant coach.
Oh, it's funny. We see assistant coaches who get hired after 3 or 4 years in the National Football League.
Like Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, now you look at a guy who's a lifer, gets a shot.
Here goes Mills. And he's got the running back. Phillips runs into Summers. Hit by Burks. Clock at 0. Halftime is here. And the Texans will take a 13-7 lead to the locker room. For the Packers, a 22-yard touchdown pass on a screenplay. Love to Hill. First time he has worn a Packer uniform in a game. First time he's been under center since the Senior Bowl after his season at Utah State. We take you to halftime.
A lot to clean up. Offensively, got to block a hell of a lot better, and defensively, just get a little bit stickier with our coverage.
Jordan Love, 12 for 17 with a touchdown. Some good things, maybe a little bad.
Thank you. And then we'll do. First preseason game for the Green Bay Packers, trailing the Texans at halftime 13-7. Tonight's interview with Coach LaFleur is sponsored by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Moments ago, John caught up with the coach.
Thanks, guys. Joined on the field right now with head coach Matt LaFleur. And Matt, it's been a while since a preseason game. How'd the guys look out there?
We're competing hard. It's great to have the fans back in here. It makes the game so much more fun. But obviously a lot to clean up. Offensively, got to block a hell of a lot better. And defensively, just get a little bit stickier with our coverage.
Jordan Love, 12 for 17 with a touchdown. Some good things, maybe a little bad. How do you assess his performance?
I thought he has played pretty well up to this point. Obviously, that's not him on that sack fumble. So overall, I've been pretty pleased.
What did you tell your guys at halftime? What do you want to see the second half?
Just it's a one-possession game. Compete for 4 quarters. We got to block a little bit better offensively, and like I said earlier, get stickier on the back end.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck.
Thanks, Sean.
Back to you guys.
John Kuhn moments ago. So the Packers won the opening flip of the coin. They chose to receive. They had 2 3-and-outs, and then they got the touchdown pass from Love. Now they kick off to begin the second half. Molson will take care of that. Erickson, the veteran, lets it go into the end zone 25 with a touchback and a 1st and 10. And through 30 minutes of football, James, here are some of the numbers.
I think as you look at the numbers, you look at the rush yards, that really jumps out at you. But I think what Matt LaFleur said, as they're watching this tomorrow, did the player do what he was taught to do the last couple of weeks? Because sure, you have the OTAs and the mini camps and the offseason stuff, but in the last 2 weeks, Matt LaFleur told us this morning, we've laid down the fundamentals. and we want to make sure we have the fundamentals down in this ball game.
Stats brought to you by the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Phillips. Wrapped up high by Ray Wilborn, who just came off the COVID list. It is a gain of 5. Put him at the 30-yard line of the Texans.
The surge along the Texans offensive line has been more productive than the surge of the Packers offensive line. So I think that's one of the areas that we should watch in this second half. Can the Packers improve defensively and get some knock-em-back shots against this Texans run game?
Packers 4 in the secondary, 2nd down and 5. Phillips here, Quessenberry a block, and he took that on Gaines, and there he goes flying into the grasp of Vento. He's to the 35, and he's got a 1st down, it looks like, with a gain of 5 on the play.
Talked about getting a knock 'em back, but it's still that patience running the football. You've got to run through the lanes when you're a linebacker. Just like that running back is looking for a hole, the linebacker has to match up that same area and get that running back square and knock him backwards.
1st and 10 for Davis Mills. He had a rough start to camp, but had found his paces over the last week. And off to Phillips. Hit initially by Chauncey Rivers, and he's out to the 41, gain of 6. What about the crowd? And you know, I guess we just take it for granted that the players are always used to people in the stands, and certainly we all get last year the empty stadiums. But is this an adjustment for the players?
I think it's an adjustment for the young player that didn't play a lot, that was on the sideline on either one of these two teams, and witnessing that for the first time as an NFL player, as opposed to being just a collegiate. And even the guys who were in college last year who didn't have fans in the stands. It's a tough thing to go through, but I think this is a welcome change.
Phillips on 2nd down and 4, sledgehammering his way out to the 45 and close to a 1st, maybe shy. Phillips has had 4 consecutive runs. Wilburn got his pad in there. Looks like he's short by about literally the nose of the ball. So inches to go. It'll be 3rd down for Houston. This is the opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, you're looking for a playmaker on defense, and because we associate the Packers with Aaron Rodgers and being able to throw the ball, we think of throw the ball, stop the passing game. You've got to be also able to stop the run.
Mills chased and throws and caught, but out of bounds, I believe. Let's see, grabbed on the play by Coulter, Isaiah Coulter. But he was out of play, and it's 4th down, and here comes the punting unit for the Texans with the coverage on the play by Josh Jackson, who they've gone at a lot tonight.
Yeah, and I think Josh Jackson does a nice job here using the rules to his advantage. Remember way back when, if you push the receiver out of bounds, but he could have come down inbounds, it was called a catch. Now he has to come down inbounds, and a great job. Once he went airborne, Josh Jackson forcing him out of bounds, and out of bounds, not able to make the catch.
Timeout taken by Green Bay. I think they had some personnel issues.
Yeah, it is tough that first game. Some of the substitutions, you've gone in at halftime. Special teams coordinator says, well, who's available to me? Who's not available for the second half? Those things sometimes don't mesh, and you end up having to use a timeout.
2 rookies are beginning the game tonight, returning kicks and punts. Mari Rogers is back there to retrieve this punt for the Packers. But this has been a unit traditionally over the last couple years that has not played very well and has very low ratings in the NFL.
Well, and I hate to say it goes back to Ty Montgomery. He made a play where he brought the ball out of the end zone and he wasn't supposed to. And sometimes, like I said, what you're trying to do is do what the coaches are teaching you how to do. So if they're telling you to stay back, if they're telling you to fair catch, if they're telling you to go right, don't go the opposite direction. So it's little things on special teams, because it's one of the few areas where you're exchanging 40 yards of field position here when you're punting or covering a punt.
Johnson to punt. Rogers, flag thrown at the 3, and it goes into the end zone. He's got the ball, and he's going to take it out. There was a terrific hang, and he's out to the 8. Wow, that was scary. VC made the stop. The receiver flag was thrown on the far side of the field.
Well, that's
out of bounds.
That's thrown when a guy runs out of bounds and doesn't come back in bounds, or when he's hit out of bounds. But I'm looking for the positive for the Packers in this equation.
The hat is off, which is the first thing. Then the flag was thrown, and Rodgers having a hard time. Now, he returned punts at Clemson.
Yeah.
He is used to this role.
Number 89 of the kicking team went out of bounds on his own during the punt. That's a 5-yard penalty. It will be enforced from the previous spot. We will replay 4th down.
Break for the Packers. Wow.
But it is still on film. And what you want out of your punt returner is somebody who handles the ball well. So now all the opposing teams for the next 3 or 4 weeks will watch this film and say, well, we need to make sure we crowd Amari Rodgers when he fair catches, because he didn't handle that ball cleanly in the first preseason game against the Houston Texans.
Rodgers, the son of Baltimore Ravens receiving coach T. Martin. You may remember him. He was a quarterback at the University of Tennessee, national championship quarterback there. He grew up watching a guy named Randall Cobb, who played for Kentucky when Rodgers' dad was a receivers coach at Kentucky and coached Randall. So as a young kid, Amari kind of would mimic what Randall was doing during those practices. And now he serves as a mentor after the trade from the Texans to the Packers before camp began. They'll do it again. Johnston. This time he waves the arm, fair caught, 12-yard line. So that was a 49-yard punt. The mentor and the student. 12:05, third quarter.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Ooh, RAV4.
It's a great time to save on the 2021s while they last.
Ooh, Venza.
Toyota's got an exciting lineup to choose from.
Oh, Highlander, could you?
Oh, sure. You have to understand, it's the National Sales Event.
Right now, during Toyota's National Sales Event, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander.
Hey, that's my line.
Toyota, let's go places.
From a morning wake-me-up to an afternoon pick-me-up. If you're sipping drinks all day, you'll get decay. Talk about better options with your Wisconsin Dental Association member dentist. To find a dentist near you, visit WDA.org.
Introducing Master Force Boost 20-volt cordless power tools. The latest in heavy-duty innovation, where tool and battery intelligently sync for maximum power and performance. Brushless motors deliver up to 10 times longer life and 50% more runtime. More torque to drill through the toughest jobs. More speed to make short work of the project at hand. Master Force Boost, the newest member of our 20-volt line, exclusively at Menards.
Tonight's game from Lambeau Field is brought to you by Quint Events. Packers experiences powered by Quint Events. By Concordia University, Wisconsin. And by West Bend, the silver lining. 13-7, Packers are down. Love is out of the game. He finished 12 of 17 for 122 and a touchdown. He did lose a fumble. The new quarterback is Kurt Benkert. He was kept over Blake Bortles, an undrafted player out of Virginia. First 3 seasons with Atlanta. Here he is on 1st and 10. Chased on the play by Lawson. Gets it out to Funchess, who continues to stall. Hit on the play by Crossan. Head over heels, a gain of 18 to the 30-yard line and a first down. This kid has played well. Let's go down to the sideline, and here is Lance Allen.
Thank you, Kevin. We're going to start our player interviews. And first up, Rashawn Gary. And Rashawn, thanks for joining us. I tell you what, you're the pick to make the biggest jump in year 3 in your career. Preston Smith says he's calling it. How flattering is that to you? Is that pumping you up?
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. He sees, what I put into it. So at the end of the day, I just got to go out on the field and do it.
Your tackles went from 23 first year to 40, including the playoff. Sacks went from 2 to 6.5. Some said that you were the best player in minicamp. What did you do to really find your technique and really do a good job? Just find small parts of my game and just pick them, and just, if I have any type of question, ask Coach Smith, ask Z, ask Preston, because they've been there. They've been played their best ball and made big plays and was able to make money. So you got to ask questions when it comes to things like that, and I just been hungry and just grinding. Final thing is, I know those one-on-one drills in camp, they're tough, and you don't want to give those offensive linemen too much credit, but who is the toughest matchup for you in those drills? I feel like everybody I go against, you feel me, it's a good job, it's a good battle. I really can't say who got it on me or anything like that, just know I'm working. That sounds good. All right, Rashawn, thanks for the time and good luck this season. Appreciate it. All right, the Packers have a first down to talk about. Kevin? You got the details.
On our sideline interviews tonight, brought to you by Construction Business Group in Wisconsin, operating engineers. Completions of 18 to Funchess, 2 to Taylor of 12 and 21. From the 37, it's a fumble. Hill loose and vacuumed in by the Texans. A second fumble by Green Bay. Bad exchange between the quarterback, Benkert, and Kylan Hill, and a turnover stops a promising drive. 10:08 to go with the Texans on top, and Green Bay has turned it over for a second time, much to the chagrin of Matt LaFleur. Back at Lambeau, fumble by the Packers. Tonight's third quarter is brought to you by Concordia University, Wisconsin. Visit cuw.edu to browse dozens of online programs ranging from accounting to nursing to computer science. Concordia University, Wisconsin. Live uncommon. 10:08 third quarter, 1st and 10. The new quarterback is Jeff Driscoll, who has been struggling mightily in camp. And it's a handoff here to Buddy Howell. Veteran, wrapped up, taken down, hit on the play. Ray Wilburn, he's had a couple tackles. It's a gain of about 2. Moments ago, the fumble by Green Bay, the second tonight.
We think about quarterbacks having timing in the passing game. Well, here's timing in the run game. You've got to sprint to get to that mesh point, and just a little short by Benkert. And you go to the sideline, you talk about it, say shake it off, don't let it bother you. But in Kurt's mind, he's got to get on to the next play and forget about that hiccup right there at the mesh point.
There's a player down for the Texans, now running off under his own power, Ryan Izzo. They got him a trade from the Patriots, a fourth-year tight end from Florida State. The new general manager for the Houston Texans comes from the Patriots, and that is Nick Caserio. Roster overhaul, a lot of veterans. Here's a 2nd and 9. Driscoll almost intercepted on the play by Ennis Gaines. He had it in his gloved hands, incomplete. Just about picking off Driscoll, the third different Texan quarterback tonight.
But you like the burst on the football and, you know, having the guts to kind of come up and go after the ball as opposed to going through the receiver is impressive. The game looks like he could go from 0 to 60 pretty quick.
He does, right. Howell in the backfield. Driscoll is in his 6th year at a Louisiana Tech, 3rd and 9. Hard rush put on by Scott. Incomplete. There goes the flag. They were looking for Chris Moore.
See, that type of flag always gets me because when I was coaching receivers, if a guy couldn't get open, don't throw the flag. I mean, that receiver just couldn't shake open. The defensive back was there the whole time.
Defense, number 29. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
I mean, the coverage is almost too good. What? See the break? He's trying to lay off, but he's right there the whole time. So he's right on his back. It's like getting walled off trying to get a rebound. He's right on his back. I know it's a flag, but that's one of the few times I root for the defensive back.
Well, I can tell. I mean, this is like a first, actually, to hear you to hear you talk like that. 11-yard penalty. It's on Holman. Packers will have 4 defensive backs in the secondary. 1st and 10 for Jeff Driscoll, his 5th team in 6 years. Good time. Blocked by Froholt. And chased on the play by Prevalent out of Rutgers. Number 99, that big body Jason Driscoll scrambles for 3 to the Green Bay 42.
You know, going back to that pass interference play, what did Matt LaFleur say? He said he wanted stickier coverage. Well, he had it. And I think if you're in the room and the coach says we need stickier coverage, you think, well, I'm going to stick to my guy. I'm going to do what he said.
Right.
And so I look at that play as a semi-win, even though you got to kind of stay off his back.
2nd and 7 to Hall. Good cut, planted that foot. Takes it inside the 35, has a first down. Hit on the play by Delonte Scott out of SMU. Picks up 8. It's 1st and 10.
Too many running lanes all night, and maybe it seems overwhelming because the Packers really have not given up, you know, like 150 yards rushing, but because they haven't been able to run, to watch the Texans have a little bit of area to run, it looks like the Texans are just carving out big holes on Joe Barry's defense.
1st and 10. Howell. There was a nice block inside by Froholt, and then he steams his way downfield. Vernon Scott will make the stop. 12-yard run by Buddy Howell, who was with the Miami Dolphins, waived. He's with Houston, and like we said earlier, activated Monday from the COVID list and running hard. 12-yard pickup after an 8-yard run moments ago.
I just took a quick look. The Packers dressed 5 rookie linemen tonight on offense. The Texans 1. You talked about them building a team with veterans, guys who've been out there, done it before. A little movement there from, I think, Izzo.
Sure was.
False start.
Now he's been banished from the field.
Number 81, 5-yard penalty, first down.
We had mentioned this earlier, but Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the Texans, did not make the trip to Green Bay. Just a little bit of history you probably know. Requested the trade back in January. Since that time, 22 lawsuits filed with allegations of sexual misconduct. There's been talk of him being traded. He right now is listed as the 4th-team quarterback, and when you read the writers in the Houston papers, they talk about Tyrod Taylor being the opening day quarterback for the Texans. It's 1st and 15. Howell drops the short pass. 2nd and 15.
And you know, a lot of people are looking at the Texans and saying, oh, this is the worst team in the league. Well, we haven't played any games. We haven't even gotten close to the regular season. Maybe the roster's not the roster that you want. Maybe it's a little eclectic, guys from here, guys from there. You can't tell these players that they can't win. You got to go out and prove it on Sundays, and on any given Sunday, teams can win. Tyrod Taylor, Davis Mills, it might be a combination of the two, but you see the effort level that David Culley is getting out of these guys, and I'm impressed with that.
Driscoll got the snap, hand off to Howell, and picks up 2. Stymied on the play by Chauncey Rivers. He comes up with another nice play. Again, recently acquired off waivers from Baltimore. Rushing this quarter, the Texans 45 yards, the Packers none. The Packers running attack tonight has only produced 3 yards rushing. Packers have fumbled twice.
That's 3 giant steps if you were a little kid.
Yes.
Mother, may I take 3 giant steps?
Spoken like a true grandpa. Third and 13 outside they go. Here comes Anthony Miller. Trying to resurrect his career. Hard hit, ball loose. Hit was made by Dejon Harris. Out of Arkansas, the inside backer. Gain of a couple. Ooh. Miller looks hurt. High pick by the Bears. He just never really materialized. And he was traded down to Houston, which then gave the Texans the ability to trade Cobb to Green Bay.
You know, when I look at somebody and I see that arm dangling, I'm going, I hope it's just a stinger. And I've had stingers before, but you don't know somebody else's pain. That arm was just dangling still there, and you could see Miller trying to get off and get some assistance.
Former Lou Groza Award winner Fairbairn with a 41-yard field goal, and it is good. Knocking it through and building the Texans' lead for first-year head coach David Culley. Fairbairn has gone 3 of 3 kicking field goals, and the Texans have built their lead 16-7 over the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers not playing tonight, will not play in the preseason. Aaron on the sideline watching, and they've got him on a throw count, a pitch count, to avoid the wear and tear on his arm.
Well, when you complete 70% of your passes, when you throw 48 touchdowns, you've kind of established yourself as one of the top 5 passers of all time. Do you know that Bart Starr never had 2,500 yards passing in a single season?
I think I did know that.
Now, he only played 14 games, but the game has changed so much that now, if Aaron Rodgers would have an off year, that would be like 3,900 yards.
And last year he was well over 4,000.
And you've got to look at the wins that he's able to produce.
Now hold that thought. But right now we're going to go downstairs to Lance. Lance, take it away.
All right, Kevin. Yeah, we're here with Kenny Clark, and I tell you what, Kenny, you have a new defense under defensive coordinator Joe Barry. What are you most excited about in this thing?
Man, just, you know, the energy and just how he got us moving around, just putting the guys in position to win. You know, it just feels real good. You know, happy we got, you know, coach here, and just excited about, you know, what he got planned for us.
I know last year you battled injuries. You had 2 sacks, and then all of a sudden you cranked it up in the playoffs. You had 2.5 sacks. You had tackles. Is your goal this year to do what you did in December and January all year long this year and try to stay injury-free?
Yeah, that's my main thing, is just trying to, you know, stay injury-free. So just, that's the main thing. I said earlier in the year, my play speaks for itself when I'm healthy, and all that kind of stuff. So the main thing for me is staying healthy throughout the whole year, and we'll see what happens throughout the year.
And I understand you did a Packers cruise with that James Lofton guy. What was that all about? What was he like on that thing?
It was great. It was great. You know, we had a great time. You know, played a couple games, and, you know, went out to the beach, went to the Bahamas. It was an awesome time. We were out there just having a blast, man, and you know, got a chance to learn a lot of stuff from them. Hang out with them a little bit, and their families. You know, it was pretty cool time.
All right, Kenny, thanks for the time, and you were very kind with your words for James, so I appreciate that.
All right, yep, thank you.
All right, Kenny Clark joining us right here on the sideline. Gentlemen, back up to you.
You got it, Lance. Thank you very much. They just missed the shot down field to DeAndre Tompkins. 3rd and 2. Hand off here. Looks like a first down by Patrick Taylor. Running back out of Memphis, who the Packers really have an eye on. He plows ahead, picks up 5, put him at the 38 of Green Bay.
You know, when I watch teams play, I'm reminded of Mike Tomlin, the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because he has a saying. He has a lot of sayings for a lot of different things. But he says the standard is the standard. And so for the Green Bay Packers, a team that was 8th in the NFL in rush yards per game at 132 per game, they haven't met up to the standard. That last run was the first one that looked like it passed muster as a Packer run where they were able to get some movement in the middle. Once again, now it just looks like they're just hitting a wall there against the Houston Texans in their defensive front. But you've got to establish a standard of play that you expect every player to stand up to as they go on the field, whether you're an offensive lineman, a defensive tackle, a defensive back covering, a wide receiver blocking for a runner. You've got to have a standard that you expect guys to match up to.
Patrick Taylor picks up 3 right there. Patrick Taylor hasn't played a game since the Cotton Bowl in 2019. He had a foot injury last year.
I haven't played since 1993.
That's right. That's a long time. Difference is you're in Canton. 2nd and 7. Right on the screws. Good-looking pass. Caught by Reggie Beggleton. Beggleton makes the stop. He was on the practice squad a year ago. Makes the grab. 14-yard pickup. Reggie Beggleton from Lamar. First down, 45 of Houston.
For just half a second, that looked like the Magic Man to Sterling Sharp. Number 7 to number 84. That's what is so great about the Packers, because the numbers, the jerseys, the look is just so iconic.
Taylor on 1st and 10. Falls ahead. Dives down after the stop by Terrence Brooks, 8-year veteran. Picks up 5. Funchess had a catch for 8, his 6th of the night. Beggleton picks up 14. Taylor takes it down to the 40 of the Texans.
Funchess is probably having one of those type of games that he had in high school. You know, you talk about 6 catches already. You know, here's a guy who came into the league as a, kind of a highly sought-after player, a 2nd-round pick with the Carolina Panthers. He opted out of last year. You mentioned that, so he's really hungry to prove himself this year.
Broke collarbone in 19. First game, 2nd down, 5. Taylor jumping on his back is Derek Rivers. He's a veteran, played with the Rams. It's a gain of 4 near the 36.
You're getting some movement. You're getting an offensive line that's getting a chance to come off, fire off, to knock the defense back. 3rd and short. I'm looking at this as 4-down territory, so I would run the ball here on 3rd down.
Van Lanen is the right tackle. Green Bay-born player. And here is a spin, and down goes Benkert.
High snap there. That just threw the timing off. He wanted to hand that off. That wasn't Benkert's play, but he made the most out of it.
They're coming back.
Loss of 4, 4th and 5. Fourth and 5. Oh, he's got him on the side of the back, shoulder throw, and it's incomplete, and looking for Beggleton. On downs, the Packers will give it back to the Texans, who lead it 16-7. 1:29 to play in the 3rd. For a 2nd time of giving it up on downs, Love had a touchdown pass. Packers have fumbled twice. Ento had a pick. Those are the headlines. Let's send it downstairs to John Kuhn.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm joined now on the sideline with the familiar face, Randall Cobb. Randall, we haven't seen you since 2018. It's been 2 years. How have things changed around here since you've been gone?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One thing hasn't changed here with these fans, man. They always come out and they always show support. But I'm so excited to be back and be back on this field.
Yeah, it's so nice to have the fans back. But let's talk about the wide receiver room. A couple guys really making some plays tonight.
Definitely.
Funches, Malik Taylor. How deep is this room? It's going to be a tough thing.
It's very, no question. It's a very competitive room. You know, we got a lot of guys with a great skill set that provides us opportunity to be very, very fluid in what we do. And, you know, we got Devontae, obviously, who I view as the #1 receiver in the league, and just us being compliments to him and being able to fit in and figure out our role and make sure that we're able to complement what we're doing offensively.
Now, your first 8 years, you were in the same offense. 3 new offenses in the last 3 years. What do you think of Matt LaFleur's offense? How does it fit Randall Cobb?
It fits great. You know, I think with me and Amari, the ability that we provide to be versatile, line up in the backfield, be able to motion out and create matchup problems for defenses, it's going to be huge for us offensively. You know, Lazard's played really well these past couple of years, Marquez. So we got some guys that can really do some special things, and I look forward to being a part of it.
I look forward to it, too. Thanks, Randall.
All right.
Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, John. There's the terrific Randall Cobb, who turns 31 in about a week.
I remember asking him once, you know, because he ran the ball in the backfield, what are you thinking about when they hand you the ball and you're running it from the running back position? He said, not getting hit.
That's a veteran. 3rd and 6, Driscoll almost picked off on the ricochet. Ento was covering the rookie tight end, Brevin Jordan.
Sticky coverage. Sometimes it's going to get you flagged. Sometimes you're going to be able to make the plays. But that was sticky coverage once again.
They're going to bring Ento off the field. You can see he's a little wobbly, and this is all part of the
pass interference. Defense, number 48. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
That is the 3rd defensive pass interference on the Packers. They're going to check Ento for a concussion moments ago. By the way, the replays tonight brought to you by Ticketmaster.
That's the second time that Ento's kind of been in zone coverage and finding a way to the football. So I like that. Remember I talked about his skills that he had on offense and that ability to pattern read and put things together quickly.
Driscoll 1st and 10. The veteran of 6 seasons in the NFL, limited play and with time here. And way over the head of intended receiver, the former Tennessee Titan and Cleveland Brown, Taywan Taylor, another flag. Did I read someplace the Packers have won 9 consecutive home preseason games going back to 2015? I think that's right.
What would you think? Hands to the face where that was dropped about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage?
Ineligible man downfield.
I like it.
Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Froholt. By the way, these officiating crews have spent time in camps all over the NFL. Every NFL crew getting reps in practice. So 2 seconds left in the 3rd. It's 1st and 15. With a run here again, Phillips. Oh, he stiff arms his way into the secondary by Gaines. Chased out of bounds by Scott and rumbles downfield near the 27. Nice run, galloping free. And on the play, he picks up 25. The 3rd quarter in the books. To the 4th we go on the Packers television network.
Then J.J. Watt goes to the Cardinals, so it must be something about going out feeling that desert air. It's dry humidity after all the humidity that you have in Houston.
We've got over 72,000 at Lambeau. And here's a handoff on 1st and 10, and the rugged Buddy Howell taking his way near the 20 with a gain of 2. No, not 2. It was 7.
Good.
You know, we're
math
all
major.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But you kind of had it on the back end. There were almost a little bit over 2 yards to go.
Yeah. You know, math was a problem for me.
And plus, they changed the field too. We switched the direction they were going.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah,
that's why I'm all messed up. Thank you. Thanks a lot. 2nd and 3. Driscoll, Howell, Quessenberry, the fullback with it, bulldozing block and a flag. Oh, yeah. 3 of them. 3 of them. We got down to the 12.
The ability to fight through a block to get a holding call called against you is almost as good as making a stop right there at the line of scrimmage.
Texans.
Holding. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
The Texans have a completely new coaching staff, 16 new coaches.
One holdover.
And they've got, watch this again. One of the coaches is offensive line coach James Campen. That name should ring a bell. He played 5 seasons for the Packers. Packer coaching staff from 2004 to 2018, one of the longest tenured assistant coaches in Packer history. His daughter is currently with NFL Films, and James Campen is back at Lambeau tonight. And it's great seeing him, part of the great history of this franchise. 2nd and 13. It's Howell trying to cut. Works his way past the 25. Holman was there, Scott was there, and he picks up 6 to make it 37. And I see he is still fiery as he was when he was on the Packers sideline.
Well, you know, he had that holding call go against him, but before that, like I said, this had been an exhibition by the Houston Texans along that offensive line that they were winning more plays than they were getting stuffed. They were knocking the defensive line back, creating holes, and also giving their quarterback time to throw the football. So once again, only one rookie out of the first 15 offensive linemen as opposed to 5 for the Packers.
And the Packers hold here 3rd and 7. Driscoll. And drops. QT with nice coverage on the play by Shamar John Charles. An All-American in college, a 5th-round pick. Plays the nickel, the star position, and he has opened some eyes in camp.
Waited on that ball, tried to catch it in his chest because you're trying to get a couple yards past the 1st down marker. Still got to come back and extend those arms and reach out and catch it.
That's what you would have told him.
That's what I would tell him. That I didn't always do it like that, but that's what I would tell him.
I think you did it enough.
Well, you know what's funny? I can look at my playing career, my little brief coaching career, and then my announcing career, and kind of blend them all together to get the perfect play.
42-yard field goal, and that is good by Fairbairn. His 4th. He's 4 of 4. Former Lou Groza Award winner at UCLA. Texans 19-7 over the Pack.
Thank you for.
Beautiful Lambeau Field. In Moore Titletown, the district opened up. Funchess is leaving. 6 catches, 70 yards. A terrific Packer debut for him. He opted out of last year because of COVID. Year before, he was signed by the Colts, played a little bit of the first game, and he broke his collarbone. So he really hasn't played in 2 years. Kylan Hill is back, the rookie out of Mississippi State. He began tonight returning kickoffs, and he has had a good camp, as we mentioned before.
He had that great screen catch.
Yes, he did.
For a touchdown.
For a touchdown. Here he is inside the 5. Nice tackle made right there as they were trying to get around Jordan Vesey. All right, we got some dates coming up that you should circle if you follow the NFL. Coming up on August 17th, the roster goes from 90 to 85. Then, James, on August 24th, the roster goes to 80. And the final cut down, the final 53, August 31st.
So I came in as a 1st-round pick and didn't have to really worry about the cut down date a lot. But you and I have been around long enough where we've seen technological advances. Back when I came in early, there was a payphone in the locker room. And I remember a player who had gotten released calling his parents on the phone on that payphone, weeping, because that's how much it meant to him to have not made the team. And so, you know, we'll look at a cut down date and say, oh, well, they're going from 90 to 85. And we think, oh, that's 5 guys. Those are 5 dreams. Dreams that they've had since they were maybe 8 years old. You look at some kids and they get the football put in the crib with them. So it's significant, and it's not to be taken lightly because it means a lot to be able to just get to a training camp. And that was a late hit out of bounds. Where's the yellow flag right there?
I don't see it. Amari Rogers made the catch. There was a great block by Malik Taylor as the wide receiver was blocking for the slot receiver, who they are going to use in a lot of different ways. He picks up 7. Watching it again on the replay.
See, either you get well out of bounds, you don't skirt right along the sideline and not take that hit.
Taylor, he's wrapped up. Looked like Shaheem Carter out of Alabama was the one to get him, and he's going to be shy.
It's a 6-man, right? And now you're wondering, I see that Blake look on your face. 6-man blocking sled. That's what we're going to work on Monday, because we haven't been able to get that push off the line. So if I'm the offensive line coach and the coordinator, I get on that 6-man sled and I make the offensive lineman push me all the way down Lambeau Boulevard.
They're going to punt, but you say that about the offensive line, and Matt LaFleur has said this is as deep a group of offensive linemen that I've ever been around.
Deep thinkers?
Well, let me read it again, because it was in quotes. This is as deep a group as I've ever been around. Here's a punt.
He would like them to be more productive tonight.
Of course he would. You don't like to be more productive. Here comes Scott. And grabbed with a hang time of 4.7 by QT. And upfield he goes with a return of 12 and a punt of 46. Gaines makes the stop. Let's step aside in 10:52 in the fourth at Lambeau on the Packers Television Network. And by Ticketmaster. So we said to John Kuhn, John, bring us somebody that's going to carry us the rest of the way. Give us somebody with name value, with star power. And sure enough, he came up with the best name of all in Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, good to see you. John, we'll throw it down to you.
Thanks, Kevin. And yeah, we were finally able to lure him over her after begging and pleading and trying. And Aaron, we saw you earlier tonight on the sideline mentoring Jordan Love a little bit. What were you telling him, and how do you think he played?
I wouldn't tell him a whole lot. I mean, I just like looking at the pictures, and everything that we might have missed on the pictures, just helping out with that. But I thought Jordan did a really nice job. He was efficient throwing the ball, taking what was there. The key for him is, and any young quarterback, is footwork. And I think if you watch the footwork tonight, on many of the plays where he threw the ball really efficiently, his feet are underneath him. He was throwing the right hitch or no hitch, and that's when quarterbacks get in their rhythm. So that's what he did tonight.
Now, if you take a moment just to think back to your first preseason game, nobody would know better than you what that is like as a quarterback. What are some of the emotions, the anxious feelings, maybe some nerves? What's going through your mind?
Yeah, I was nervous. We played San Diego, my first preseason game. The headset went out. It was raining. The only play that I knew off the top of my head to call was Arrow Zebra Cross. So I think that was my only completion of the night. It wasn't a great night for me, but that's the beauty in this game. I mean, it's you see new things every single year. It's fun to be back with the fans. To have this type of environment to come back to after last year, not being around any fans was definitely tough. But fun for Jordan to get out there, fun for Kurt to get out there and see some of these young guys running around.
Now, Matt told us you most likely won't play in the preseason, that he'll use next week's joint practices as your preseason warm-up. How excited are you to get out these joint practices and have a little fun?
I'm excited to get past them. The angst I have about joint practices is the fear about the fighting and the emotions getting to where you might get kind of caught in some sort of one-on-one battle with the front lines, and guys forgetting that the red jersey means to stay off you. But it'll be fun. Coach Sala and obviously Matt are really good friends. Matt was in his wedding. He's got a young team and young quarterback, and Zach, who I've gotten to know a little bit here. So it'll be fun to see those guys.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, John.
Aaron Rodgers, guys, back to you.
Hey, Aaron, really quickly, what about being an NBA owner and of a championship team? That's not too bad, is it?
Kev, I can't wait to get my next ring. You know what I mean? Let's go Bucks, baby.
That away, Aaron. That away, baby.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thanks, yeah. Appreciate it.
Great to see you. Thank you, John. And we have a flag on that 7-yard return after the 51-yard punt after the 3-and-out by the Texans.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 50 of the return team. The penalty is half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, special teams penalty, and we were talking about special teams with the new leader, and they think a new attitude.
You know, you always have to go through growing pains. You know, you heard Aaron Rodgers talk about his first preseason game back in 2005. You know what? I was on the other sideline.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, I'm coaching with the Chargers.
San Diego Chargers, of course you were.
You know, that's a game that I had forgotten about, but Aaron Rodgers, it's planted in his mind. I can remember my first preseason game here against the St. Louis Cardinals, and I lined up against Roger Worley, who was playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, who was late in his career at the time.
And I remember after the game, you took off your wet T-shirt and threw it right at me as a ball boy, as a 9-year ball boy for the Packers. Well, it was either me or Bart Jr. or Steve Breck. It was somebody. You threw, go, hey, turn around.
You need to stop that right now.
Second down. I am joking. A second consecutive catch by Amari Rodgers. Ooh, wow, what a hit. That's the second time he's lost his helmet, one time on the near sideline and right there. And he works his way 17, picks up 7. It'll be 3rd and 2.
But you know what? Amari Rodgers is built for this. You know, we saw Randall Cobb on the sideline. People think of Randall Cobb as being small, but there's nothing but muscles under that gray T-shirt. Amari Rodgers is about 10 pounds heavier than Randall Cobb. So that inside the numbers, taking the blows, learning how not to take a full shot, those are things that he has to get done.
Kurt Benkert. Well, got the block there by Van Lanen, but then it was too much time and too much Roy Lopez, the rookie out of Arizona. Lopez, who was a high school wrestling champion in Arizona and whose dad was a 4-time Arizona High School Football Coach of the Year. Roy Lopez comes up with a big Texan defensive play, and the Packers will punt.
Now, it used to be more common for defensive linemen to have been star wrestlers. But now what has happened is...
That's well said. I'm glad you're hitting on this point.
Football is a year-round sport. There's football and spring football, and then weightlifting in between. And too often guys don't get to be wrestlers. They don't get to throw the discus and the shot put. But I think a well-rounded athlete at this level is always a blessing.
Winslow's punt, Tremont Smith. He had good hang, but the return is good. Really good. And it's into Packer territory, deep. With the clock at 7:45. The punt went 46, but the return was 20. And the Texans with the lead will have it in Packer the second consecutive time. Right now we're going to take a look at the players you talked about before the game. Players to watch. Sponsored by Toyota.
And Stokes, you really want to come away from the game thinking, I don't remember what he was doing because nobody was doing much against him. And so that's always a good thing. See the little smile that he has on his face trying to focus on the tail end of the game. But a guy who started was in there and feels like a starter. You mentioned that earlier. And Amari Rodgers, I think he's had a big workload because he's still playing in the fourth quarter, still trying to get in there and show what he can do in this offense.
Here's Driscoll, the quarterback, and a handoff on 1st and 10. Toyota's national sales event is on. We've got great deals that go the distance on our winning lineup of 2021s, including Camry, Venza, RAV4, and more. Toyota, let's go places. We thank them, as well as all of our sponsors, for being a part of our Packers preseason telecasts, a broadcast that can be seen all over the state of Wisconsin and as far away as Honolulu and Fairbanks, Alaska. 21 stations around the country. St. Louis carries this. Des Moines carries it in all the major cities and around the state of Wisconsin. 2nd down and 7. This is a handoff. Fake, and Driscoll will take it himself.
You know, we're watching Driscoll out there, and we talked about all the veteran players that the Texans have on it. Driscoll had 2 starts last year. So this is not new territory for him, being out there, getting the job done. You know, something as simple for Jordan Love as getting the plays in his headset. Yes, you can do it in practice, but it's one thing, because you do it in practice, oh, I didn't get the play, give it to me again. You can't do that in the game. You've got to be able to get it in your ear and then get it to the guys who are on in the huddle with you.
Running back is Darius Jackson. If that name rings a bell, he was with the Packers in 18. He did not carry the ball. He was released by Las Vegas recently. He carries here, bounces outside. The quarterback will lead him inside the 10 with a nifty move to the pylon and touchdown. Darius Darius Jackson, a former 6th-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys out of Eastern Michigan. He only has played in 4 NFL games. Comes up with a beautiful 25-yard touchdown run.
You know, when we sit here in the 4th quarter and we're scrambling to look and say, okay, where did this guy play? How long has he been in the league? Remember, this is a guy in your high school area who was all state. He was the best player that you guys have ever seen. People are talking about him when he's a freshman in high school. Oh, you got to go out and watch this guy play. And that's really close, but I don't know if that gets called back or. But once again, these players who are out there, they are the cream of the crop. You know, they may be the 90th man or the 85th man on the roster, but they're professional football players. And really, Jackson, when he's running that, he's going, why is the quarterback out here in front of me?
Right.
That wasn't on the play script when we ran it the first time around.
Our angle here is a little bit limited. To me, it looks like he's short.
It does look like he's short, but you have to have a definitive call
and I think
that he did not get in as opposed to getting in. And they've given him the touchdown signal.
They have 25-yard touchdown run. Adding on to the total of the Texans, Packers have a total of 17, and Fairbairn, who's kicked 4 field goals, laces that baby through to make it 26-7. So Darius Jackson, some remember him with the Packers, as we said, in 2018, did not carry the ball. He was with Las Vegas to begin camp. The Raiders cut him. Houston signed him Wednesday. He's at Lambeau on Saturday, and he scores Saturday night. Not bad at all.
And, you know, with all the stuff that they have to go through with COVID and all that, so he probably has been vaccinated because he can come in, like you say, on a Wednesday and then be at practice the next day. So being able to pass all those little things, if you're a guy who's trying to make a team, you've got to do all the right things off the field to get on the field. And, you know, what he gets now, he gets to go cover the kickoff.
That's right. That's what happens when you're on the street.
Yeah.
When you're on the street looking for a team and trying to catch on. Texans tonight have 2 runs of 25 yards. The Packers have a total of 17 on the ground. And you mentioned the offensive line. And as we've mentioned many times, this is out of the end zone to the 25 and a touchback. As we've said a lot of times tonight, a lot of what the Texans are veterans. They've got 53 new players, but they have taken an interesting approach with Nick Cesario, their new general manager, trading for older, experienced players as opposed to going young.
Well, they had 5 draft picks last year.
Right.
So they had made some trades earlier, and that's why, you know, their head coach was gone, Bill O'Brien, who was the head coach and kind of defunct general manager. So they've made all those moves and not had a lot of draft picks, so you had to go the route of veteran free agents.
Here's a nice little run, slashing move, Dexter Williams. He hasn't appeared in a regular season NFL game a couple years out of Notre Dame, and he is part of this battle for that 3rd running back. You know, we know all of us do that the Pro Bowler Aaron Jones is number 1, A.J. Dillon number 2. And now they're fighting for that 3rd position, and that is going to be a camp-long battle. 9-yard run right there, longest Green Bay run tonight. 2nd down and 1. And again, it's Williams who breaks free and busts into the secondary. Comes up with a nice play. He really hasn't shown a lot in his very short time with the Packers. He was on the fence last year, played in 7 games last couple seasons. And when he finally got his chance, you may recall at Notre Dame, he was almost a 1,000-yard rusher, 995 yards with the Irish in his last season there. Green Bay drafted him in the 6th round, and now he's in a battle for the 3rd and what might be the final running back position.
He looks lighter now than he did when he was a rookie. It might have been a little heavier. You know, you go to a lot of banquets, people pat you on the back, but he looks a little quicker, a little more burst. And can he sustain that burst this late in the game? He's been standing on the sideline for most of the game. You come in, You have 3 consecutive carries. What's the next carry going to look like? That's what the coaches want to see. What do you look like when you're a little winded, when you're a little tired?
Well, he had 3 right there, so it's 2nd and 7 coming up. Dexter Williams' mom has had some health issues, so he plays with a mind that obviously is worried about family, and he's worried about a job in the NFL. A lot of competition for that position. 2nd and 7, running up the middle. Carrying bodies with him down to the 43. How about that? Running hard, gains 8, had a run of 12 moments ago and gets a first down for the Packers.
Patience to the hole. There's really no hole there. Put your shoulders down, get the push. Offensive lineman, Nyman pushing in front of him. So use that offensive lineman, get right behind him, get some yardage.
So he's carried on this drive for 9, 12, 3, and a first down run right there of 8. Kurt Benkert is the quarterback out of UVA. And throws, and that will be dropped. Good defense, too. Smith was there.
That was early on that hit on the receiver.
It looked it, didn't it?
Yeah.
They're going for Blair. There goes a flag. On Tremont Smith. He was with Green Bay back in 2019, you may recall. He's out of Central Arkansas. Former Packer Tremont Smith.
Yeah, you see the little collision there that, you know, we call that here in Green Bay sticky coverage.
You do. What do they call it elsewhere?
Pass interference.
Pass interference.
Defense, number 24. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
You know, you wonder, did he run the route, you know, a yard too short or 2 steps too short? Because the timing a little bit late. EIR made the in break, and then the defensive back's able to, you know, close on the ball. So if you push him off a little more and then you break it in, probably got a clean completion.
1st and 10. Benkert going deep, looking for Blair. Incomplete. Chris Blair is a wide receiver playing with an ankle injury out of Alcorn State, rookie free agent. 2nd down, 10.
You're not going to complete a lot of passes that come down out of bounds. I mean, I did the research.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
And I thought you were just enjoying yourself in San Diego.
But you know what? On 1st down, when you don't have an open receiver and you're throwing that ball deep, throw it out of bounds. So that's really the smart play there, as opposed to hanging it up inbounds and letting that defensive back have a 50-50 ball to try and intercept.
2nd down and 10. Fake to Williams. Benkert being chased by Rivers. Picked off.
Yep.
Intercepted. Nice pick out by Williams, or rather by Smith, who just picked up that penalty. Tremont Smith, former Packer in 2019, with the interception on the 2nd-year quarterback, Benkert.
Benkert got a little greedy right at the tail end of the play. Not much there, and he threw it up for grabs, and the defensive back grabbed it. Watch him as he comes out of the pocket. It's a little disjointed there. It's somebody right in his face, and the defensive back is between he and his receiver that he'd love to try and get the ball to.
The new defensive coordinator for the Texans is Lovie Smith. Last year, the defense only had 9 takeaways, an NFL low. They're switching to a 43 defense, trying to improve their run D, which was number 32. And here is a handoff. Darius Jackson, who had the 25-yard touchdown run the last time, will pick up 4, and he'll be out to the 25. We haven't seen Mark Ingram tonight. We didn't expect to. The 11-year veteran running back out of Alabama, the former New Orleans Saint and Baltimore Raven, who is now on
and
this
Heisman
Texan,
Trophy winner.
And Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama. You're right. Driscoll played at Louisiana Tech. A lot of teams in a very short time, and Darius Jackson. 2nd down and 6. There's a look at Ingram, who will be a part of this team when they begin their season. Mentioned it earlier on, but a lot of people don't think they're going to be very good. You try telling that to a veteran-laden team, and they say, you know, we got a lot of pride in this team, and he's going to watch his defensive coordinator, Lovie Smith, his offensive coordinator, Tim, their way to a win. Tonight's ground game stats powered by Senex. Be sure to stop by your local Senex and stock up on snacks for your next Packers game. Senex is the proud petroleum partner of the Green Bay Packers.
They're just big kids. That's all they are.
Here's a 3rd and 3, and Driscoll's got the first down as we're inside the 2-minute warning. And they could hold on to the ball now, and I would tell you that Green Bay tonight has 49 rushing yards as we wrap up the conversation on Williams. Of the 49 yards, 32 by Williams in this quarter. But Love had a touchdown pass and a screen ball, a short pass, and a touchdown pass to Kylan Hill. 2 fumbles, one by Love, one by Hill later in the game. Ento had an interception. Funchess, 6 catches, 70 yards. He was terrific. There were 3 pass interference plays on Green Bay's defense tonight. Houston had a pick. They'll sit on the ball, and their new coach, after being 27 years an NFL assistant, David Culley, will come away with the win. And for them, you talk about a offseason of turbulence.
Yes.
With their quarterback and changes at the coaching level and letting go of guys like J.J. Watt. They have had all kinds of headlines in Houston. Well, next week, the New York Jets will come to town. They're going to practice with the Packers a little bit. As Aaron Rodgers was telling us before, they're going to practice a little bit this coming week and then play on a Saturday afternoon game here at Lambeau Field.
You know, I'm like Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I enjoy that a lot. I did it a couple times as a player late in my career, and I just didn't like getting to know the other guy. You know, whether or not it was going to be a good or bad occasion going against him. But I think for coaches, they like to set up drills and find out how they're going to fare against competition other than their own players, because we don't have 2-a-days anymore. Practice once per day, and you know, if you go in pads or you go too hard, somebody hears about it at the union or the league office, and you get fined for it.
Packers lose it tonight. There's Coach Campen. Long time. There's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron had. I know they're doing a little feature on him, but Aaron has got some wonderful stories about Coach Campen, what he meant to the team, what he meant to that locker room.
Sure.
James Campen coming back now, an offensive line coach with the Houston Texans. Like we said, Aaron is not going to play this preseason. He'll watch, but you know he's getting a lot of good reps at practice, and he is ready to go.
And you know, I was able to watch a couple little segments, and I was so impressed with Elton Jenkins. I didn't know he did something last year that had not been done since the merger. Played at center, guard, and tackle.
Every position.
Every position. And
isn't that a great note?
And they asked him about, well, could you have done something at tight end? He said, yeah, you could have moved me out there and thrown me a 2-yard pass.
He's a there's Christian Kirksey, was on the Packers a season ago.
Mm-hmm. You know, you don't lose these relationships, and that's what's great about the National Football League, being in the locker room with guys and going to battle against the other team, and teams and players move around more than they ever used to. It used to be if you played for the Packers and you went somewhere else, you know, nobody would talk to you when you were on the other team, but now that's a lot different.
By the way, on Love's touchdown drive tonight, he was 6 of 6 and finishes with a short touchdown pass, and his numbers tonight for the Packers: 12 of 17, 122 through the air. He fumbled once as his arm was cocked and the ball was knocked away.